Buzz, 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 Yellowjackets Hive. Here's the exclusive interview with Alexa Barajas. In a minute, I will be joined by Alexa Barajas, Mari, to chat about Mari and her role in the show. And let me just say that Alexa has absolutely been killing it this season. I've really been enjoying Mari's storyline so far, and I'm super excited to see where she ends up at the end of this season. And it's always such a treat to get to hear directly from the cast about their experience shooting the show and what they think about their characters personally. So let's bring Alexa on. Hi, Alexa. Thank you so much for being
Hi.
here today. How are
Thank
you?
you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So before we get into the actual questions, the fandom likes to create nicknames for characters on the show. And we kind of got into the routine of giving characters who have met their demise a food themed nickname, if you will. For example, Jackie is lovingly referred to as Snacky, and Javi is Javioli. So if you had to choose one for Mari, what would you choose?
Well, hopefully we don't need one soon.
Yeah.
But I think Mari could be Marinara? Marinara?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Some of my friends have actually they suggested that one too. It's really fitting. I mean, it works really well. So, but yeah, I agree. Hopefully, we have no need for that anytime soon.
Hopefully we don't need it.
So, to get started, what is the biggest difference between Mari and Alexa?
I'd say Mari is a lot more impulsive than I am. I'm a lot more of a thinker, and I think that her like thinking and doing it's just followed right back to back.
Yeah,
I'd also say like she she loves to have no filter. She just says everything that's on her mind, and I
for
love
sure.
that about her.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
I'd say like our biggest similarity maybe would be like we're both loyal to our friends. So
Oh, yeah, she's definitely loyal for sure. And I would agree with you that she seems like she is a bit impulsive and she kind of just says whatever
very.
comes to her mind without really thinking about what will happen after saying what she says.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite aspect of getting to play her? And what would be like your least favorite aspect?
I'd say I'd go back to that, like the no filter thing. I think it's so much fun to get to call people out on all their stuff. I think that's been really fun. That's something I definitely don't get to do in
Yeah.
my own life. So I'm like, go Mari. And maybe that kind of like childlike aspect of her, of just kind of following her instincts all the time.
She has really good one-liners too. Like she
Yeah.
has really good comebacks and just like her little digs, they make me laugh so hard. She had a really good one when she finally came back after she had been with Coach and she says something to Shauna about how she came back to F Shauna's dad. It was
Yeah.
really
The writers spoil me with those one-liners. They're so funny.
they have to be so fun to actually say too, because like you said, it's not like you speak like that in your regular everyday life. So
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, sick. I get to say that. I'm down.
so to touch base on a little bit of like Mari as a character, I guess, and her relationship with others, um, how like in regards to her relationship with Shauna directly, they have a very interesting dynamic this season, as we saw in the beginning with they were there was you could tell there was like friction between the two of them. And did it surprise you to go from that friction to Shauna kind of being Mari's cheerleader, like when it came to looking for Coach Ben? Like
I
Shauna was
think,
singing a different tune.
yeah, absolutely. I think as Mari, maybe it would be like not like surprising in some ways, but like that is always kind of what she wanted. So she feels like she's on the right track almost. But I think from the outside looking in, I'm like, no, of course she would do that. She's so manipulative this season. She's gonna do whatever it takes to get what she wants. In this case, coach, and she'll do anything like befriend Mari, even though that's probably the last thing she wants to do. So from the
Yeah.
outside looking in, not surprised.
No, not at all. I definitely think Shauna will go, like you said, go to extreme lengths to get what she wants. But it's at least that's the way that it appears this season.
100%.
So, how do you feel about the fact that there's a good portion of the fandom that isn't a fan of Mari?
I agree with a good chunk of it. I think that Mari, has some questionable decisions, and I understand that everyone can justify them. So I get it. I get why people wouldn't like her. But I mean, I think that some of my favorite characters on TV are sometimes the ones I love to hate.
Oh,
So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm for it.
You know that somebody is playing the character really well when they're able to like elicit such a reaction from the fans that watch the show. Like you just said, like
I
The
hope so.
Sopranos is one of my favorite TV shows, but Tony Soprano was crazy and like one of the worst people ever. Like you can definitely love to hate a character for sure.
I think
Yeah,
so. I think so.
you do a really, really good job playing her. Like you
Thank you.
you hit all the notes that like they want you to hit, and we feel them for sure as fans.
Cool. That makes me
So
happy.
yeah. Do you have any guesses? Or wait, let me start with this. Did your arc involving Coach surprise you when you read the script initially? Like the fact that you were the one that ran into him and he held you captive essentially and stuff like that.
Oh, I
Did that
remember
surprise
reading
you?
the first script and being like, Mari is in the pit, and my jaw dropped. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? It's so cool because we haven't really gotten to we haven't gotten to see much of Mari and Coach together,
Yeah.
and their relationship too much. So it was cool to read them and see how we get to see more of Mari's development and kind of more of her backstory as well. So I think that was really cool.
Yeah, we finally got a last name for Mari
I
too.
know.
Everybody was so happy about that. People were like trying to guess and figure out what it was, but it's a very fitting last name.
I think so too.
Uh, do you have any guesses as to who Coach was supposedly talking to in the cave when he had Mari there? You don't see him talking to anybody, but he's clearly talking to someone.
I think that he was going crazy.
That
I
was
think
my
he's
guess
losing
too.
it.
That was my guess too. Either that or some people have theorized that he could have been hallucinating his boyfriend again. That was another.
Oh, I could see that actually. That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah. That one makes the most sense to me, but I don't know. Like Javi had a friend when he was out there, and now we see Ben talking to somebody. So some people thought maybe it was a real person, but I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm kind of hoping that we eventually find out. Um, do you personally think that Mari believed that Ben was innocent and that he didn't start the fire? Because she did vote that he was innocent when they voted guilty or innocent, right? If I'm
Hmm.
remembering correctly. So, your personal thoughts. Do you think that he was innocent?
I think that Mari didn't think he was innocent at first, and then as they developed more of their relationship and she kind of got to know him more, um, it's almost like they both dropped all of like the outer layers or like their fake layers that they had for
Yeah,
everybody else, and they kind of really got to know each other. Um, and so I think that through that process, she changed her mind and realized, I think he is innocent. And I think that if he wanted them all dead, then he wouldn't have saved her. So
exactly.
I think
Yeah.
that's both Mari and myself. I'm like, no, I think he's innocent.
That was my thought too. If he really did, like you just said, if he really did want all of them dead, why would he have saved her in the first place? It just makes no sense. So will we ever get answers about the mysterious dripping sound that Mari hears in season 2?
That is above my pay grade.
Because I don't know if you've noticed, but like speaking of the dripping sound, it's actually present in this season too, just in a completely different context. I wasn't the one that noticed this. It was brought up to my it was brought to my attention by someone else, but they said that that same sound is present in scenes of the featuring the adult timeline, specifically scenes that feature adult Thaisa. So
Interesting.
yeah, I thought maybe that sound could be like an indicator as to the fact that like her other personality is present, if you know what I mean. Like
Uh-huh. I
almost
haven't
like
noticed it.
a clue. Yeah, I didn't either. Like this fandom is crazy, the things that they notice.
That makes me want to go back and rewatch them. I'm like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it yet.
Okay. Um and what was your personal favorite aspect about filming season 3? Because I know it was a little different for you guys given the fact that you weren't on a soundstage like you were for season 2. So did being outside like help you get into character more almost?
Mm-hmm. I think it was cool to be outside. It was nice to be out in the open, the fresh air, because when you're in the soundstage for too long, you just kind of feel boxed in for so many hours. So being outside was nice, getting to be with nature. The amount of squirrels that I was able to see on trees was so much fun. And yeah, I'd say
Nia,
that's it reminded me a lot of filming season 1.
yeah, Nia wasn't there for season 1, but she kind of had similar sentiments in the sense that like it was really nice for you guys to be outside. It helped with the monotony, and but she said that the only thing that sucked was that you guys didn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's so true. We didn't. The Wi-Fi was terrible. Some days it would work, but some days it definitely wouldn't. So having a book in hand was the way to go.
Who is your personal favorite character on the show, if you had to pick one?
My personal favorite, I think Natalie. I really like Natalie, and I really like her this season, taking control and being the leader. Even if she wasn't the best leader for Mari, but I still really like Natalie.
She tries to be as fair as she can be, which is why I like her as a leader. Like she doesn't do what she does to benefit herself. She does it to benefit everyone, which is why
Yeah,
I think she's a
absolutely.
leader. Uh, can you settle this one question for the fandom? Did Mari play varsity or JV?
I think, oh my God, this was so long ago. Do we even play soccer anymore? I think she was no, I think she was varsity. I think she was varsity.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Not
can't.
that it
This
really
was so
matters,
long
but it's
ago.
just been something that was questioned and debated by some people.
Hopefully, I helped.
And the last question that I will ask you, whatever happened to Mari's mile of fruit by the foot that she mentions in the pilot episode?
She must have just eaten it throughout that entire plane ride because we never really see it again. And I really wish we had, but I think it was gone. I think there was no option for us to see it. I think she ate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that we will wrap it up with Alexa, but again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time today and chatting with us. Like I said, it's always really nice to get to hear directly from the cast about the show in general. It's a treat. So, thank you so much for taking